Okay, we are going to do a lovely. Stick it there somewhere, right? We're going to do a vegetable curry. Now, there is different ways of making curry. One of the ways of making curry is to season the vegetables. Yeah, roast them off. It's a vegetable curry we're making. Then make a curry sauce. And then add the sauce or the vegetables back to the sauce, right? Why we do it this way is because texture. If we was to boil the vegetables, we're going to get a sloppy, slushy vegetable curry, yeah? But this way, you get nice, firm vegetables. Now, you know that's vegetables, you don't need to marinate them, right? So, if you season the vegetables, then, right, give me let me look at it, I've got a teaspoon. If not, someone give me look, I need to try it. Right, so, I'm going to put a little bit of everything that's on there in here.
You have to use everything.
It's a curry, isn't it? So it won't be a curry if it doesn't have that spicy flavor. It doesn't have to be hot, right? But it has to taste of curry. This is the main one anyway, and it's not too hot. Madras, all right? So I've got madras, a little bit of chili powder in there, a little bit of crushed peppers in there, and then what I'm going to do is some garlic, chili in there. Not too much. I don't like it really spicy. I like it full of flavour with a little spice to it. Yeah? I don't like it when it's overpowering. I've got to drink gallons of water. No. Yeah, you can do, but in the madras, it's got turmeric.
Oh,
right. Cardamom seeds, really nice. It gives it that authentic Indian taste.
Can you get that in
You can get it in supermarket to buy. Right. What you do with the cardamom, you can either put it in the rice or in the curry. Either way, right? But either way, it goes in one of them. I just take it and I'm just going to cross it like that, slightly, just to open it up. Yeah, just to open it up a little bit. That will be enough. And then I'm going to stick that. That'll give it a nice aroma. You can add fresh thyme and Baileys. Baileys, that Baileys?
Baileys,
Right.
How did you do it?
dry juice.
You just crushed it, yeah?
Just chop.
If we get a chance, we'll do some naan bread.
Oh, right.
But if not,
See?
right, it says naan bread is an optional extract. Right, if we get a chance. Right. But, so that's it. Right. So I've got all my spices in there. Have I got any salt somewhere?
Okay.
Salt?
There should be a salt box somewhere, but it's not there.
Is that it?
Yeah. Right. Then I would add my salts to from my salt box, and that is the beginning. Right. So with the butternut squash, we all want to try and get a little piece of this butternut squash. The best way to do this, to prepare it, is to cut it lengthways like this. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to score it like this. Then I'm going to shove it into the oven. So I'm going to get another tray, give me a tray, and I'm going to get some oil. Little tray. Yeah, right. This should be enough for everybody. Anyone a little bit of it, right? This butternut squash, right? It will bring up the.
That's nice.
Because of the texture, because it's a vegetable curry. So we're looking at textures, aren't we? So it's going to bring it up to. I'll just put it on here. A little touch like that. Please, olive oil, don't use a lot of it.
Can you use any oil?
Yeah, but we ain't got any lot, so we're just using this, right? I wanted to say to you guys, we don't need to use loads and loads of it. Right? Right, so I can just do that. Plug that in. Then I'm going to leave that to cook in the oven
For how long?
10 minutes or so. Right. Maximum 15. So I've got 15, put a timer on it. Right. You don't just cook all the way through, you want to stay firm. So once that's going on, right, I can then, and now I'm going to get my main ingredients. So now, once you weigh out your vegetables and stuff like that, well, this is very time consuming, you want to start to chop your vegetables up. Reasonable. I say reasonable. Now, what I'm going to do, I want to divide my vegetables into two halves. This is what you call the base vegetable, so this is almost like a mirepoix. Right, so in the mirepoix, it's going to be a white mirepoix. It's got garlic, peppers, a hot pepper, not the sweet pepper. It's going to have the onion and the garlic. The onion, garlic, and the celery. Right, so I've got my celery. This is my base vegetable, my base for my curry, yeah? So, I'm going to dice the vegetables, the onions. Can you see what I've just done? It's a quarter, yeah? And I'll go straight across like that. Slowly do that. And get dice onions. Right. This is something that you all need to do, and you all need to learn, and you all need to practice. It is something that you need to practice. It's something that you may not be practicing at the moment. But one of the things that this exercise, this vegetable curry, isn't just about cooking the of the curry. It is the preparation of the vegetables. Yeah, knowing that the vegetables, it's going to be on display, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Right. It's not a soup where you go and blitz it up. So you want the vegetables to look uniform and to look nice. Right. Now I know that celery and onion, they cook at the same pace, so I mix them together. Yeah? So I do my celery and my onions together. You get the same dices like that. And I'm going to split them off, that means I'm going to cook them without any colour. Yeah? Then my that's time. That's all it is. Right. My vegetables. What I'm going to do, peel the carrot. I don't want the nice brick and peeler. I don't want the courgettes and the main vegetables to be as tiny as that, because it's the main vegetable. So give it it can be thicker than this if you want it to be thicker than this, but try not to make it too tiny. Right. Once again, it's demonstrating knife skills. So, there you go. Done my... And then, in this mix, right, once we've done that, so if I cut it down like that, and like that, I can just go across like that. Then what I'm going to do, once all my vegetables Once all my vegetables are diced up, I'm going to get some oil and some seasoning, and I'm going to mix it all together. And I'm going to place it into the oven so that I get a nice firm vegetables. Now, all of your vegetables, I mean all of the vegetables like that, including potatoes, anything you've got. And then what's going to happen is, by the time the butternut squash is ready and cooled down, you would add that to your vegetable curry. Peppers, what you won't be cutting and putting it into the oven is the tomatoes. The tomatoes are soft, they'll go all mushy. So we'll put the tomatoes in last. So far, there we go. Yep. Right, now, when I think about it, if I take out not too much of cardamom, I'm going to leave the cardamom in there. Take out a little spoonful of the spices, then I can sprinkle that all over the vegetables. Yeah? And then I can put a little bit of oil in here, like this. Don't want too much oil because it will make my curry greasy. And I can mix it up like that. And that goes into the oven.
Do we add the potatoes into that as well?
Everything,
Okay.
except for your tomatoes. I haven't got any potatoes.
You don't put it thyme or in here?
No.
No.
Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn it to here. So you can see the, can you see the saucepan? Yes, you can. Lift it up a little bit. There you go. Right, so what I've got to do then, basically, is I'm going to fry my baked vegetables in my roux. Well, in my oil. And then I'm going to turn it into a roux. Alright? I need 1 tablespoon of stock. This is a really quick way of making a stock. Yeah. And put it into the powder. Right, you'll see in a minute. Right, powder. Got everything in there. It's got all my curry spices, everything in there. Right. So you've got my base. Right, now, what I could do, right, while that's happening, I can turn this around here so you can see this. This is very important, very important. Or else, you'll be on camera and you'll be complaining. I didn't get your permission. Right, I'll take out the seeds, but we're going to use them. Right, we're going to use them because the flavour is also in the tomato. Yeah. So, as you can see, right. So, I'm going to chop up these tomatoes in a second. Right. So, the next thing I'm going to do with my vegetables, right, I'm going to add my flour. And then you will see, this is my light roux. You don't want it thick and you don't want it heavy. You just want it enough to bind like that. And then it will absorb the flour. Yeah?
Yeah.
And while that's happening, I can then add in these tomatoes, why not? So I can just keep those ones like that. I'll chop these up And I can use this, add more flavour. Nice. And when I start to add my water, it will start to thicken. Yeah. Once I add my flour, the next thing I'm going to add is my stock, my dry ingredients. So I'll chuck that in there. Yeah, so I've got the tomatoes in there, get the stock in there, mix it all up, turn it back on again, I can do. Keep it low. About 500 millilitres, which is half a jug of water. Alright, now some people might say, I've never made curry like this before. It is another way of making a curry. You can thicken curry various different ways. One of the ways to thicken curry is with potatoes. Yeah? Another way to thicken curry is by making a light roux. Or you can thicken curry with pulses, like if it's a vegetable curry, you might want to thicken it with lentils. Yeah? So there's various different ways of thickening a curry. One of the most common ways, the way I normally use all the time, is potatoes. But this way it works. And what I'm doing now, I just add a bit of water. Remember, the stock powder is already in there, right? So with all what's happening, all I've got to do now is to add my thyme. Right? And the thyme will give it that ooh la la. The thyme will give it that lovely aromatic flavour that I need. Is there bay leaves there?
No.
Right, a couple of bay leaves in there.
Oh.
Now, what will happen is, to finish it off, we'll just finish it off with a little bit of coconut milk. Yeah? Simple. Yeah? It looks nice as it is at the moment. So what I'm going to do now, I said before, just do that. I'm going to leave it for 15-20 minutes for it to cook the vegetables, calm down, and I'll make a nice curry sauce. Once the vegetables are cooked, I can add it to there. We'll see how it goes. Right, so far so good. Right, I'm going to dice some tomato. This is called tomato concasse. Yeah? Get that all nicely chopped up. What also will be nice, we haven't got on the trolley, is some desiccated coconut. You mix it with the concasse and you add it towards the end. Very nice. Leave it, leave it. You see? All to do with your knife skills. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you, to be honest with you, I wasn't going to show you the tomato concasse so much. Right? Have you done it before, tomato concasse? Yeah? But the one I want to show you is how to prepare butternut squash. Because it's got a funny shape to it. Now, wait for it to cool down. Oops. Wait for it to cool down. I'm going to show it to you anyway. So I've got my tomato concasse. That'll do. It's a little bit hot, but I can manage it. What I need to do, I need to be able to get rid of the seeds. Some people use it for whatever reason, sun, dry, whatever. They just want to get rid of. Some people, I've worked at a place where they actually eat the skin, but I haven't been trained that way, so I always take it off. Yeah. Minimal amounts. Because it's already cooked, the skin should come fairly easy. Right, and because it's been roasted, it's nice and firm. If you boil it, it gets mushy. So it's related to pumpkin. It's that. It will take this curry to another level. The butternut squash is all la la. Yeah, as you can see. My vegetables are nicely cooked as well. You'll notice that I'm using the tip of the knife. Right, just do that. And get as minimum amount as possible. By the time you start to work with this, it should be cooked down, but this is hot, so I can manage it. You see, it's minimal amount. Minimal amount.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? If you're a chef, you want to make maximum profit and minimum wastage. There you go. That's my lovely curry. So once that's reduced down, I'm going to add that to that, the tomatoes to that. Whoop, that's it done with a bit of coconut milk. Easy, 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 easy.
What about tomato, Colin?
You'll see when I finish it off.
Colin,
Right.
what about tomato now?
Yeah, you finish it.
When
Right. In the last.
Ah, okay.
Right. Rice, simple.
Okay.
200 grams
200 gram
of rice. Hold on, come back here. 200 grams of rice.
Yeah.
400 milliliters of water.
Okay.
Of water.
No oil.
A little bit of salt. A little touch of oil. When I say a little bit of oil, no oil, because the last thing they did it wrong.
Okay.
Right. What did I say? 200 milliliters, 400. No, not black pepper, wasn't it? Right.
Salt.
Salt.
And 15
And
minutes.
bring it to the boil. Let it simmer on the electric stove.
Okay.
Yeah. Simmer. Put a lid on it, and it will. Right. It will reduce.
15 minutes.
About 15 minutes. Yeah. Mint.
Yeah.
So we just chop up this mint. Right. Chop it up really fine. Nice and refreshing smell to it, yeah? Now we're supposed to have some lemon juice somewhere, but we don't have any. But we'll worry about that later. Raita is a compliment. It goes by another name as well. Basically, it's a cucumber in garlic and yogurt dressing. I like it. I think it's mwah. Right. It is quite. There's big sprigs there for everybody. Right. So I'm gonna chop my garlic in here. Garlic, yogurt and mint dressing. Sorry, I forgot the mint. So if you didn't see what I've done, I've got the sprig and take off all the leaves.
Yeah.
Right now the stalk is good to make mint tea. You know, so if you want to collect the stalk and make a good mint tea, it's all good. So I'm going to keep the skin on the cucumber. So chop it down so it's nice and fine. Nice and fine. And then cucumber. Whose butternut squash is that?
Mine.
Huh?
I ain't got one yet.
No worries. Right, and then if you can, use a teaspoon and get rid of the centre, like that.
Yeah.
And then chop it into little sticks, like that. Nice little chops like that. Lovely. And to be honest with you, this is a lot, right? You can work with, I'm thinking that you don't need half a cucumber, you can just half look, it's quite a lot. Unless you really like it, right? Because it's an acquired taste. If you want to do the whole half a cucumber, that's up to you. It's up to you. But it is an acquired taste. I find it absolutely fantastic. Just add a yogurt.
Yogurt. Yogurt. Oh, okay.
Yogurt. Not too much. Right, it's supposed to be 1 part yogurt to 2 parts cucumber. Mix it in. And that is my lovely accompaniment for my curry. Just like that.
Yeah.
Right, so continue what you're doing, and I'm trying
So
to
it
make
has to be plain yogurt, yeah? Greek?
plain
Yeah.
plain yogurt or Greek yogurt. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you got Raita, you got rice, and it's a bit of flatbread, right? It's how I made it, okay. I didn't record it, but I'm going to tell you. I measured the water, I measured the yeast. The water must be blood temperature. Can't be cold water. And it can't be very, very hot water. And you add the yeast to the water and make a solution. Then you weigh your margarine, which is about 10 grams, about 400 grams, so it's about 20 grams of margarine. Right? And you add your flour, you add your yeast mixture and your butter together. And you put it in a warm place to make it rise.
Yeah, strong flour, you know.
Strong flour, bread flour, right? And you put it in a warm place to make it rise. Once it is risen, right, you can add your salt and your sugar. If you add it to the mixture when it's just rising, sometimes it doesn't rise because salt and sugar, it kills the yeast, right? So once you get to that stage, I haven't called it. You can give it a bit of flour. It won't take long. And I can finish it off. So, right, so I'm going to put the flour in there to make it easy for it to come out. I'm going to put a recipe on the Google Classroom.
Oh, okay.
It's not part of your accessible. It's not. Right? But it's good to know, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? This is like,
Done it indoors.
yeah, pizza dough, whatever, flatbread, right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to add my sugar and my salt.
How many spoons?
5 grams, 5 grams. Once the once the yeast has risen, it won't affect the bread anymore. Yeah, so it's done its work already, so it won't kill it again. It's done its work. So I'm just going to knead it, and I'm kneading it to knock out any air, and at the same time the flour, the sugar and the salt, right? Then I'm gonna divide it this ain't gonna make much. It's only 400 grams, so it might make about 8. Right, so I'm just gonna sit that there. Right, now, when it comes to, when it comes to moulding the bread, flatten your hand, and you turn it into little balls like that, and I'm going to roll it out so it's flat. So, like that, and flatten my hand, turn it into little balls like that. It looks easy, it looks simple. One day you're going to try it and you'll see it's not as quick as easy as I'm making it look.
You're not to make a mess.
Huh? It is.
I've got to use plain flour instead of strong flour, and it looked like bread. It didn't taste like it. And the worst thing is, I thought, I swore I bought it, and then I see it where I put it down. And I looked at the carnage I created on the table.
So this is it. So the last part of it, I said before, right, it doesn't take long. Then it's sticky. Now I'm just going to flatten it out. Right. Stick it on my baking sheet there, and then might let it rise a little bit more, and then I'm going to stick it to the oven. See what happens, eh? Right. So this will be very nice accompaniment with your curry. Something that you might not have thought about before, but you will after today, yeah? So I want to continue with that. So continue what you're doing, and then come back and you'll see the end results. Okay, right. So we've got the flatbread. I might get away with it. I don't know. Right, so I've got the flatbread on there somewhere. And I put, that's hot. Put the rice in there somehow. Oh. Simple, but effective. I put the curry in there somehow. Right, not too much, but just enough like that. Then take a picture of it. Put it away. Voila. It looks delicious, have a look. Ooh la la! Right, and so that is it, yeah?
Should we just show one up like that?
Huh? No. It'll be ooh la la!